Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your flexibility. I know that we had a little snafu today with our timing of our event, and I just want to apologize to the members of our community today, but thank you for your flexibility and taking the time to join us. For those who are not able to make it, we are recording this webinar and we will be sending emails to all registrants today so they can access the webinar on demand post-event. So everyone will be able to learn from Sam today, our Windows 11 expert, and hopefully we get some of your questions answered and explore this new tool and the features that Windows 11 is bringing to us. So let's hop in. Like I said, webinar is being recorded, so it'll be on the Dell Client Community website, so you can access on demand, and we will also be sending it to registrants post-event. Again, please stay mute while our presenters are presenting so everyone can have a great webinar experience today. If you're comfortable, please turn on your camera so you can engage with members of your community. And if you have a question, of course, feel free to use the chat, but you can also use the raise hand function and we will unmute you so you can ask Sam your question. And wanted to plug some of our upcoming events. We're closing in on the end of the year, so we're only have about 2 more events for the Dell Client Community. Our C3 event is coming up December 9th, and then we are having a Dell Hybrid Client launch event coming up on December 14th. So that will be two great events, and be sure to check out the website for more details and keep an eye out on your emails for information. And also wanted to highlight that we just launched Your Tech, Your Voice. This is new on the Dell Client Community website, and you'll get to hear from members of your community about how they're using Dell Technologies in their organizations and what they're doing to help their organizations grow and improve. So definitely check that out. There's some great videos up right now. Feel free to check those out and even connect with those members of your community. And lastly, don't forget to stay for the entirety of the event because we will be having a post-event survey where we'll be selecting 4 people to win a $25 Amazon gift card. So be sure to stick around and take our survey. And with that, Sam, I will hand it off to you. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself before you go into your presentation?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. This is Sam. Let me share my screen first. Hello, everyone. This is Sam. So I'm Windows Product Manager working in Dell. I have been in Dell for 4 years. Before I joined Dell, I was a software engineer focusing on the security side. So I was a software engineer for quite a long time, around 7 to 8 years. And then I have an MBA degree from the University of Michigan. That's why I joined Dell as a product manager. So today I'm going to introduce the Windows 11 and give you an overview about what the Windows 11 key features for the commercial customers. There are 4 pillars that Windows 11 commercial want to target. The first one is productive. Second one will be collaborative. Third one is security, and the last one is consistent. I will talk about what's the minimum requirement to get a Windows 11 and answer the most common question that we get from the customer about how to use a Windows 11 and the support of Windows 11 and Windows 10. The first one, why we have Windows 11. So since Windows 10 launch, it has been 6 years and the world has been changed a lot. And especially given the pandemic, the COVID-19, everyone needs to work from home and be more flexible to work from anywhere, anytime, or probably on the run or to the airport. So this is the issue that Windows 11 tried to address. Windows 11 tried to enable the hybrid work environment that work for most of us and to be more productive while in the office or also on the round. So there's a recent survey shows that 70% of the people want to have a more flexible work options. But in the meantime, there are also 67% of the people want more in-person work or cooperation. So they kind of Windows 11 want to balance work remotely, work flexible, but also in the meantime to engage the people through the online meeting and through the flexible working environment. That's why the goal of the Windows 11 and the Windows 11 is targeted to address those demands or the issues by enhancing those 4 pillars on the commercial customers. Let's talk about each category. So Windows 11 is designed for the hybrid work. The pandemic is driving the increased need for agility and resilience. So now we all work from home. We need to cooperate more from the online meetings. So for example, right now this forum in the past, I believe we conduct in person, so we can have more engagement or more Q&A session and to see face to face. But now because the pandemic, we all need to work at home from anywhere. So the Windows 11 is really try to target this situation. And the first one is productive. Because we all know at home, we probably have some distraction. We have kids walking around. We have dogs barking in our neighborhood or probably the delivery person. So the Windows 11 is trying to make the whole working style more productive to make us much more easier to organize the our desktop and our working style. So the first one, Windows 11, will improve the productivity and focus on the simple and powerful user experience. Second one, cooperative. So as I also mentioned, we want the survey shows we want to have a more flexible working environment, but we also want to engage with the people more like we did in the past, like person-on-person meeting. So Windows 11 want to make this easier to cooperate with the online meeting experience and also the remote work experience. So Windows 11 improve a lot of way with Microsoft Teams to make the Microsoft Teams easier to cooperate with the online meeting and also in the meantime share the content whenever we need with when we have a meeting with the teams. The third one, security. So we all work at home, but in the meantime, corporate need to make sure that while we are working from home, how the organization or the company to secure our data better. Because we are not in the company, so the IT does not have a physical control, or we are not in the same network of the company network. So the Windows 11 is really trying to address when people work remote, how the company can secure the data better and transmit the data better and secure our bio data, or when we deliver new device to the new hire with a more secure transmission of the devices. Then the last one, but not the last one, consistent. So we all know how painful we move from Windows 7 to Windows 10. So this time Windows 11 make our life easier to move from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Everything work on Windows 10 will work fine at the Windows 11. So the app compatibility and cloud management work as usual as we work on the Windows 10 and migrate from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Those are 4 pillars, mainly for the commercial features, but of course, Windows 11 are more than this. They are a lot of minor features that I cannot mention one by one, but those 4 are the main pillars that the Windows 11 try to solve for our commercial customer and potential for everyone. But before we go into the Windows 11 features, Windows 11 has a minimum hardware requirement for the device to run on the Windows 11. For most of the part, I think our device can meet the requirement, but I think the most important one will be the CPU generation. So Windows 11 will not be eligible for Intel 8th or prior to Intel 8th generation platform. So for example, if your device are running on the 6th generation platform, which is Skylake platform, then you will not receive the Windows 11 upgrade push from Microsoft. The device needs to meet the minimum hardware requirement in order to see the Windows 11 upgrade from Microsoft. And then the next one will be the TPM 2.0. As Windows 10, TPM 2.0 is also the part of requirement since 2018 globally. And the TPM 2.0 can be met by the firmware, either firmware TPM or hardware TPM. So if a device doesn't have a hardware TPM but do enable the firmware TPM, then this device can run the Windows 11 with no problem. I put a link for all Dell Windows 11 compatible devices here so you can check whether your device are eligible for Windows 11. And as Dell, we make sure that all the devices meet the Windows 11 minimum requirement are tested and work fine and work well with Windows 11. And also Microsoft published the Windows 11 minimum hardware requirement on their website that lists all the CPU they support for Windows 11. So if you want to have a holistic list for the CPU they support for Windows 11, then you can check on the Microsoft Windows 11 minimum hardware requirement website. The last one, if you want to use a simple way to determine whether your device are eligible for Windows 11, then there's a small PC health check app to help you determine whether your device are eligible for Windows 11 upgrade. And I will show the example later. So whether your device are eligible for Windows 11, so find out via the PC health check apps. The first one, if your device are eligible for Windows 11 and you run the app will show your PC can install Windows 11. And when time comes, Microsoft will push the Windows 11 to your device. The second one, most of our corporate devices are managed by our IT or by our corporate image. So if you run the app, the device will show your organization manager the update on this PC. So the IT on our organization determine when we can receive the Windows 11 upgrade and when we can install the Windows 11 on our devices. So we don't need to worry about if our device are in the organization and some employee just upgrade to the Windows 11 by themselves. It will not be the case. It will be managed by the IT admin. And the last one, if devices are not eligible for Windows 11 and you run the app will tell you which part of minimum requirement you don't meet for this device. That's why you cannot run or upgrade to Windows 11. So for example, this picture shows that this device are running TPM 1.2. And because the minimum requirement is TPM 2.0, so that device cannot run the Windows 11 or receive the Windows 11 upgrade from Microsoft. Now let's talk about the Windows as service timeline. So Windows 10 and Windows 11. So as we all know, we now have a Windows 11. So what's going on with Windows 10? Windows 10 is not going anywhere. The service life cycle is still remain the same for Windows 10. And as far as right now, Windows 10 still has a semi-annual release per year, but we are not sure if we will have a new refresh of Windows 10. And the latest Windows 10 release is 21H1. So support lifecycle is same as for the Windows 10. 18 months for Windows 10 Pro for the first half release, and the 30 month for H2 release for the Windows 10 Enterprise and Education. Business as usual, nothing changed for the Windows 10, but going forward, all the new feature or new user experience will be imported in the Windows 11, and Windows 10 will be more focused on the quality and security update. And for Windows 11, Windows 11 release cadence changed from twice a year to once a year. So going forward, we will only have one release per year for Windows 11. And also the support lifecycle extends from 18 months to 24 months. We don't need to worry too much about lots of update per year. And Windows 11 has a longer life cycle for each release so that we don't need to move the release every year, and we can with longer life cycle. All right, so let's get into the Windows 11. So this is a brand new user interface. And you can see actually I'm demo and present from my Windows 11 device. So it looks exactly the same here. The taskbar is on the middle and the rest are still the same. And the Windows 11 make the whole user interface more simple and simplify the system trial and also the setting on the Windows 11. First one, productive. Windows 11 wants us to work smarter with a simple and powerful user experience by changing the user interface and also add a lot of new organized features to your desktop to help you manage your desktop much easier. So first one, as everyone can see, the first, of course, is the whole brand new user interface changed. The taskbar moved from the left to the center, and also add rounded corner, as if you can notice. But if you don't like the current layout, you can always move the taskbar from center to the left and more similar to the Windows 10. Snap Asset. So if our mouse hold over to the room in and room out features, then the Windows 11 can help you to choose which layout you want to organize your desktop, and much easier than you don't need to adjust the different windows on your desktop. This will automatically help you to lay out your several windows on your desktop and help you much easier to see where your data is and to place your desired window on the desired place. And I will demo that later with my Windows 11 device. So if you select the 3 bar and you can organize the window in this way. And the widget, I think widget is not something new to the technology world. It's already available for most of our cell phone, and probably if you are the Mac user, then this is also available for the different for the Mac OS. But Windows 11 makes this easier and much easier to organize your information. You want to stay on the top, so you can pin any information you want, and you can use your gesture to see what is the latest information that you want to see. Last one, Windows 11 enhanced the touching experience and also integrate the voice typing features that I will demo later. So if you are doing something else, you cannot literally type your task on your laptop, you can talk to the computer and the computer will type that for you. And also if you are using the touch screen, Windows 11 make the touch experience much faster and also have a more uh, enhanced solution for the touch screen and also make the more intuitive and easier to use. Check the little video here. I think I can demo that. So if you just need to select which layout you want, then the Windows 11 will lay out that for you. So let me share that. So if you just hold over on the room in and room out button, and you can choose which layout you want. For example, I have 3 windows now, so I want to put this PowerPoint on the left. And then also it will show which windows left you want to put on the upper right. For example, I want to put a word on the upper right. And so and also the last one will be. So it can help you organize and to see, you don't need to like personally address the window to fit into your small screen. The Windows 11 will automatically lay this out for you. And also let me demo the voice type feature here. So if you open the Word here, but actually it's not, I think this is not only for the Microsoft Office. There's like Google Assist or Amazon Alexa, you can talk to the Windows 11 and the Windows 11 will open or add on your behalf to open a window or open a browser for you or do whatever what you want the device want to do. This voice typing has a different language. So you can see while I'm speaking, the word will type for you. Okay, so simple like this. If you want to change the wording, you can say, delete the last sentence, and it did it for you. And also this is not only available for the English, this is voice typing is available for major language around the world, so Spanish, German, French, Spanish, and so also by a lot of other language here. So you can try the different language here. So for example, if I try Spanish, hola, so it will type for you. Let's go back to PowerPoint. So again, this voice typing is really convenient when you are doing something else, but you also want to make sure that you are typing your document and you can speak to the computer and the computer will type for you and you can, well, of course, there are some typing error and you can always you can correct that later when you have a time to sit down in front of your computer and do that. Next one about the productive is Windows 11 improved the docking and undocking experience. So in the past, because right now we all work from home, so sometimes we want to have a bigger screen from our device and we plug into our external monitor. But in the past, if you unplug and replug into the external monitor, the layout you already do will be messed up. But Windows 11 will remember where you left off when you're redocking and docking back to the external monitor. And then you don't need to, you don't no longer worry about where your app let off. The Windows 11 will automatically let that out for you and remember where you left off. So it will be much easier to organize whenever you left your work and when you want to go back and replug into the external monitor, the Windows 11 remember the location you left off. And you can play with this setting to go to the system, display, and multiple display. I can quickly show that here. System, display. So you can play around the setting here to make sure that the docking and undocking experience is fit for your needs. Next one, cooperative. Windows 11 makes the Microsoft Teams easier to cooperate while we are on a meeting or while we have a background noise. The Windows 11 team will help you to blur the background noise and help you to focus on the meeting you want to focus. So the first one, share the window while in a meeting. So I think like we all have a time like when we try to share something is we need to find where's the share button and we stop the share and then share the screen. But with Microsoft Teams on the Windows 11 make this easier for us. You can just right click the button you want to share here and you can directly share this window from the taskbar with the team member you are having on the meeting. Also, I think we all encounter some circumstance that we try to say something, we try to respond to the people asking us a question, but we forget to unmute our button. And then after like several seconds pass, we just realize, hey, I forgot to unmute my button, so I need to speak that again. So Microsoft Teams help this easier to find the mute and unmute button on the test trail. So if you are using the Microsoft Teams here, then the mute unmute button will be on the taskbar. So you don't need to literally go into the app setting to find where's the mute and unmute button. Just make us easier to quickly respond to the question or we want to say something to the meeting folks. And the last one, the Microsoft Teams equipment with noise canceling function. So if you have the kids running on the background, then yeah, I know it's happen all the time, but the Microsoft Teams can help you like minimize those distraction and help you focus on the meeting you focus on. Third one, security. Windows 11 enhanced a lot of security and utilized the hardware security feature to make the Windows 11 much more secure than the previous Windows release. So Windows 11 is the most secure Windows yet. It still keep improving the security feature for the next release of Windows 11. But right now, Windows 11 includes a lot of security enhancement feature that can help us protect our data better, and also to prevent us prevent our device from hacking or compromise. So for example, the Windows 11 increase the protection with a built-in security, which is a hardware-based isolation, encryption, and malware protection. So Windows 11 will by default enable several security feature that will prevent the hacker to execute the malicious code inside your OS kernel and to prevent those attacks happen on your device. And also, Microsoft Windows 11 enhanced the Windows Hello features and also utilize a lot of hardware isolation or storage features. So if we forget the password, we can just use the Windows 11 Hello. And because Windows Hello increase the security feature, So we don't need to worry about our bio data will be stealed by the unintended or the hacker, because the Windows Hello utilize the hardware enhancement feature and will protect our bio data way much better than previously we did. And that's one company PC for remote workers. So we all need to ship the company PC to remote worker much more safer. So the Windows 11 can utilize the cloud autopilot secure config and to make sure that the employee cannot tempting the setting that we desire for the organization devices. Please be aware that a lot of security features depends on the hardware security built-in features. So those features most likely will need to utilize the latest hardware features. So for example, if the device are like 3 years old or 4 years old, then Windows 11 may not be able to enable those features on those devices. So I encourage everyone, if you want to embrace this security enhancement feature, then you need to use the Windows 11 on the latest hardware device so that you can have this hardware enhancement security feature and along with Windows 11 to protect your device and your data better for your organization. Last pillar, consistent. Windows 11 is built on the same foundation as Windows 10. So I know we still have a lot of devices stay with Windows 10, but in the meantime, probably we also want to deploy the Windows 11 on our new devices. So there's no problem to deploy the Windows 11 device along with a Windows 10 device. They can use the same management tool and IT manager tools to manage both Windows 10 and Windows 11 because Windows 11 are built on the same foundation as the Windows 10. So you can build this as the update instead of a major upgrade from 10 to 11. It's not like the 7 to 10 is a whole architecture change. The Windows 11 is built on the same foundation as a Windows. And also Microsoft proactively identify the update target with analysis. So they will control that if there's any issues, then they will stop the upgrade push for a while to make sure that we are free from the issue and to make sure that we have a seamless upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Second one, I think we all care about what about our Windows 10 apps? Do they work well on the Windows 11? And the answer is yes. 99.99% of the apps running on Windows 10 are running well on Windows 11. So you don't need to really worry about this part. But if there's any issue, Microsoft has app assurance guarantee application compatibility. Microsoft will work with your organization or work with ISV to fix the issue, whether it's a Windows 11 compatibility issue or the app issue that does not compatible with Windows 11. And the app assurance program will help you assure this part. And also Windows 11 are running more well on the Azure Virtual Desktop. So you can run the Windows 10 on the Windows 11 device without any problem for your front worker. So you can easily deploy the Windows 11 device on the back end, but in the meantime, the front end worker can still use the Windows 10 running on the virtual desktop on the Windows 11. And the last one, as I mentioned, any tool using on Windows 10 work well on the Windows 11. So same deployment tools, same provisioning management device tools, nothing really changed. Everything works as usual. And to make everything work as usual. So if you deploy the device with autopilot, it also works well on the Windows 11. And also Windows 11 introduced universal print functions. So you no longer need to have a print server on the organization. Windows 11 will help you to print anywhere without the central server sit on the organization. This is a key takeaway and summary for the Windows 11. So what is not changing is the same kernel core as the Windows 10, same Windows version management and deploying tools and process, same modern management tool by the cloud, by the MDM, same provision tools, and same application assurance support. So you don't need to really worry about to migrate your device from Windows 10 to Windows 11 because none of these are changed. And what is changing is more on the user experience and user interface part. Of course, the first one we will be noticed is new user interface. And the second one, version release reduced from 2 to 1 per year. And I assume this is good for everyone because we no longer need to manage a server image in a year, but with a longer service life cycle for the Windows 11. New features, snap layout, widget, and a lot more that I encourage you to take a look on the whole Windows 11 webpage, and that will give you more feature of the Windows 11 improvement from Windows 10. Last session, I put some common question that when customer want to upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and after this, we can open to any question that if I don't answer in this FAQ session. So the first one is it free to upgrade to Windows 11? And the answer is yes. So right now, any Windows 10 PC can free upgrade to Windows 11. But in order to receive the Windows 11 upgrade push from Windows 11 from Microsoft, you need to run in Windows 10 version 20H1 or later on eligible hardware device. So for example, if your device are not eligible for Windows 11, you will not receive the upgrade push from Microsoft. But if your device are eligible, but also running on the eligible Windows 10 version, when time comes, you will get an upgrade push from Microsoft to ask you if you want to upgrade to Windows 11. And of course, you can control if you want to upgrade from 10 to 11 anytime you want. It's not a forced upgrade from 10 to 11, but just ask you if you want to upgrade at this point. So you can always defer to later timing that you are ready to upgrade from 10 to 11. So yes, right now it's free upgrade, but Microsoft to reserve the right to change this free upgrade. But at this for now and for foreseeable a year, this is a free upgrade from 10 to 11. As I mentioned, right now we don't have a deadline for free upgrade, but it can always be changed. So I encourage everyone, if you want to test a Windows 11 right now, try to do the upgrade as soon as possible. And if you don't like the Windows 11, you got a 10 days to roll back to Windows 10. So you can test Windows 11 for at least for 10 days. And if you decide you don't like that, you want to go back to Windows 10, then you can just one button roll back to the Windows 10 before 10 days. But if after 10 days pass and you still want to go back to Windows 10, then you need to do the current image install by yourself. Then another common question is what if my device cannot upgrade to Windows 11, or what if I just want to stay with Windows 10? How long the Microsoft will support Windows So Windows 10 will be support until October 2025. Microsoft will keep supporting the security patch, quality patch, but just for the new feature that Microsoft will only stay with Windows 11. The new feature, new user interface, new feature enhancement will not backport to Windows 10. But if you want to, you don't need that, you can always stay with a Windows 10 until 2025 that Microsoft might start support the Windows 10. I have the two links here, so you can check the support lifecycle for Windows 10 and also for the Windows 11. Here are some very useful resources about the Windows 11, Windows 10, Windows as whole. Any support questions or common question that we may have, that's all on this useful resource on Microsoft.com, and also you can check our Dell.com. We also have a very comprehensive Q&A about Windows 11. And that's it. Any questions, feedback about the Windows 11?
It looks like we have a couple more questions coming into the chat. Maybe Liz and team, if you guys can kind of help us pull them here. I see one from Ulysses saying that he did a clean install of Windows 11 on a personal device and reinstalled the 2019, and it grabbed his license when he signed into the office. So it sounds like that is a positive experience. Ulysses, do you have an additional comment there?
It's possible. So right now, for Windows 11 Pro, you always have the right to downgrade to the Windows 10 Pro. So if you install the Windows 11 Pro and you want to go back to Windows 10 Pro, you are able to do that. There's no problem for you to do that. Any other questions?
It looks like we have Eugenius asking a question. Is it possible to install Windows 11 on a weaker system with requirements that are not met?
Okay, so technical speaking, yes, you can do that. You can always do that by install by yourself. So that minimum hardware requirement is actually for if you want to receive the Windows 11 upgrade push from Microsoft. But you can always try to install the Windows 11 by yourself on the device that does not meet the Windows 11 minimum hardware requirement. And I think our team do try to do that, and we do success. So the simple answer is yes, you can always do that on the non-eligible Windows 11 minimum hardware requirement.
Okay, we've got another question in the chat that says, I've had lots of issues with Teams, that being Microsoft Teams after the upgrade. Do you have any suggestions for how to troubleshoot any issues?
What kind of issues? Marcus, can you help me here?
And if you could also specify, Linval, your issues, that'd be great. We can help you out.
Yeah, so we need to know what kind of issue about the Microsoft Teams so that we can help you to address the Microsoft Teams issue.
Okay, we'll move to another question in the meantime. On Windows Defender, do you, if there are new features using Intel versus Pro hardware, shield security?
So I don't think the Windows 11 changed a lot for the Windows Defender. I do see a lot of, some enhancement for that Defender, but for the Windows 11, they more target for the bottom line firmware hardware security. They utilize the HVCI VPS most of the time. And also because those two features require the Intel vPro technology to support that. So for the application layer, they do have some enhancement, but they more focus on the firmware or hardware security integrated with the Windows 11. And Marcus, if you have any more comment for the Windows Defender, please let us know.
Okay. Also a reminder, we can use the chat function or the raise hand function, pardon me. So we can unmute you and then you can also ask a question directly to Sam if you'd like. But otherwise, you can keep putting some questions in the chat and we will do our best to moderate those for you. Let's see here. We've got another comment about the teams. It says why or what time when you run a screen share, the computer crashes. So it looks like Linval has had to uninstall the desktop app and reinstall.
I think Microsoft Teams, they have 2 versions, and I do see there's an upgrade to fix those issues recently for the Microsoft Teams. So that probably can resolve those crash Teams issue for your computer. But right now, I mean, at least for my Windows 11 device, I don't have the issue for this one.
Okay, great. And it looks like Marcus has put some information in the chat as well. If any of the rest of you are having any issues with Microsoft Teams, you can keep the questions coming. Otherwise, we can wrap this up.
Right. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Kirsten, would you like to take it away with the closing?
Yeah, of course. I want to thank you guys all for joining us today. And thank you so much to Sam and to Marcus for helping moderate the questions as well. And Sam, thank you for all of your feedback and your presentation. We really appreciate your time and energy. I'm going to launch our post-event survey so everyone has the chance to take it. You should see it showing up on your screen right now. And just as a reminder, we'll be selecting 4 participants in the survey to win a $25 Amazon gift card. So you must participate in order to have that chance to win the Amazon gift card. So please take the time. It's only 5 questions, so it should be pretty quick. I will leave this open for a couple minutes. But I want to thank you for being flexible with us today and hopping on for our webinar at noon. Really appreciate it. And we hope to see you at some of our upcoming events closing out the end of the year. We will have our final C3 event coming up in early December. And then our final webinar will be the Dell hybrid client launch as well. So keep your eyes peeled on your emails for more details on those events. And feel free to check out the Dell Client Community website for details on those events as well. And these, good to see Ulysses. I'm glad you're excited about Dell Hybrid Client. So wanted to remind everybody that we'll be sending the recording post-event, and then we'll also be having resources up on our site on Windows 11. So be sure to check those out. So I'll keep this up just a moment longer so everyone has the chance to join, or excuse me, chance to participate. And once you've completed, you can definitely hop off. Thank you all. I appreciate all the great feedback in the chat. Thanks again for hopping on. And we hope to see you at some of our events in the future. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week.